Alright, so it's Perfex 44. I'm going to do my best to do a full disassembly breakdown of this so that I can clean it, and I'm documenting the whole thing, both for my own sake during reassembly and for anyone else who is also working on one of these. I still haven't sorted out what this one does, the R and T switch. S and F are for the slow and fast shutter speeds, but yeah, I guess I'm just gonna dive in and hope for the best. Let's see. Probably this guy. I don't know, that might be too small. Seems decent. Let's find out. I might have to go get some different ones, but so for my frame advance knob, it looks like we've got 2 flat blade grub screws, set screws, grub screws, whatever you want to call them. Oh boy, those are certainly not loose. Okay. Let's see, do I have one that small for my large? I might have to go get some penetrating oil. Okay. Ooh. Great. Okay. That didn't grip at all. Let me see what else I have here. I might have to make a custom tool for this because that's too small. This looks like it's probably too big. Ooh, that might be the perfect size. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, let's see. That didn't sound promising. These aren't reverse threads, are they? Nope, that's normal thread. Yeah, that stripped right out. All right. So I guess we're starting with penetrating oil. Come on. Alrighty. Yeah, that one's already stripped out as hell. Damn it. How's our shutter counter look? Probably just as bad. That one looks even cleaner though. Definitely get some oil in there. Already had these out, so I won't oil those. Alright, so only 1 grub screw there. We got 2 again over here. Wonder where they felt like they needed 2 grub screws. Doesn't seem necessary to me. All right, make sure these are good and soaked. Also, just notice there's threads around the shutter release inside there. Huh. I wonder if that's for a proprietary shutter mechanism thingy. All right, so I'll remove the hot shoe while I'm here. Not the best viewpoint, huh? Maybe I should move you down a little. I don't know if that'll be helpful or not. We'll see. All right, we'll just set these over here. And let's go ahead and remove these and the front lens, may as well, and just set them aside. Perfect. So slow fast is the bottom one, and RT is the top one. If anybody knows what the R and T lever is, please comment. We'll look it up at some point, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead with disassembly because this thing needs it anyway. Okay, there's those. Take the lens off while we're here. Reverse. So, on the lens, we've got the focusing assembly and the lens assembly. They're all one assembly, but the lens is reverse threaded, is standard threaded into the focusing threads. So removing it is as simple as just turning it to the left. Now the focusing one is a reverse thread, so turn it to the right until you hit that stop. And right in here, you'll see this pin. You'll push that down and rotate past that stop pin and the next stop pin. And you can just rotate it off completely. This is not captive, and there is a spring inside, don't lose it. I'll just set that here with the others because I know where that goes. I already gave these two pieces a little cleanup, but I'm sure I'll give them a little more. The lenses seem pretty good. I don't really see any fungus. And I think the only dirtiness is on the front and rear element. I don't think there's anything inside. So I don't know if I'll even need to take this guy apart. But I'll give it a better cleaning later. Maybe I will take it apart. For now, I'm just going to set these guys aside. There you go. All right, so that's completely off. I should work on removing the leatherette. Maybe I should do that right now. Remove the front and rear leatherette and the bottom one. Although I'm not sure if these locking levers get removed. Also interesting, brass versus, I wonder if they were originally like that. Or I wonder, oh no, yeah, you can see remnants of the, so this was chromed brass, just like this. That looks really good though, I like that. All right, let me grab a hairdryer and we will get this adhesive heated up. Let's see, what can I unplug? I'll unplug this. I think that's fine. Oop, that doesn't work. There you go. All right, let's see what we can do here. Oops, goodbye. All right. Let's give that a shot. I'm not really trying to save it so much as it's easier to take it off in one piece. And also I do kind of want to save it a little because it'd make marking out these holes on my new leatherette much easier if I can just copy this one. It's too bad I lost the other half of this. All right. It came off much easier. This fought me a little, but I didn't heat that up. It won't take much. This might need a little more heat. At this point, I can't even tell if this was real leather. It's so old, thin, and in such poor condition that I genuinely can't tell if this is actual leather or not. It feels like paper. Wonder how hard this adhesive is going to be to get off of here. Ooh, almost punched a hole in it. That was close. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what this stuff actually is. I wouldn't expect in 1839 or whenever this was made that they would have used faux leather. I would expect them to just use real leather at that point in time, but I'm no manufacturing history buff. All right, no fasteners under here. Oh, there's a fastener there and one there. All right, let's just pop the back off. Have a look at what we got here. So I'm not going to bother messing with these. They can stay as is. This, I do need to figure out how to remove because the rivet for this is behind it. And, oh, wait, what's going on under there? Let's see if you can see actually. What is going on with you? Is that a fastener? What is that? No, looks like a rivet of some kind. All right. And then what's going on with this guy? How can I get you removed? Okay, so it looks like, hard to tell. I might be able to, yeah, if I bend that up slightly, then I should be able to slip this leaf spring out from under it and then pinch it back down when I'm done. Question is, can I even do that? Let's find out. Got it a little bit, maybe. No, leaf spring doesn't want to come out. What about the other side? No. Let's see about getting it a little higher. Real hard to tell what I'm doing down in there. There we go, that's working. No? Maybe? Come on. There it is. All right, cool. So that is a viable approach. And the other side just slides out. Nice. So actually, I didn't even need to bend that up. It was already at a slight gap. So technically, you could do that without bending it at all. I may have damaged this leaf spring a little, but I may have been replacing that in the first place. We'll see if it's serviceable when we're done. And what do we have here? What are you? Yep, that is a hollow rivet, so I will have to drill that out in order to remove this. I wonder if it's better to drill it from this side or this side. We'll get to that in a minute. For now, this is just a solid piece. The only thing that needs maintenance is this, so I'll remove that in a bit. For now, let's work on, okay, put those together, set those aside, work on this. So I'm not entirely sure. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 flathead screws down here. And then we've got a Phillips here and a flathead here. These are not fasteners. But I don't think I can go any further until I have these off and get the top plate off. So let's just see if our penetrating oil did us any love. Can I even get in there with that one? I hope I can. Okay. Screw is that way. I may need to go down and modify this. Yeah. I'm going to go modify this bit real quick. Just going to take a file and grind the edges down slightly. So I'm going to give these another quick spray, let them soak. While I go do that. Also going to grab some valve grinding compound, as that might let me get a better grip on this. So, be right back. Hopefully I ground it down enough. Let's find out. That worked. All right. So, do I need to remove it completely? What's going on here? How deep are you? Okay. Oh, there's 2 grub screws on here. That's right. All right. And we got what looks like a little spring washer under here. Is that what this is? What are you, babe? Come here. Might be a spring washer. Yeah, copper spring washer, it looks like. Probably acting more as a copper's acting as a lubricant, if anything, I bet. Yeah, looks like copper. Okay. So that'll go in the ultrasonic cleaner later. Alright, this is a really simple piece as well. Looks like someone had trouble getting it apart before. All of this is going in the ultrasonic cleaner later, but for now, I may as well just keep all of this together. Ooh, I chewed that grub screw up a little bit. I'll have to replace these. Yeah, I'll definitely replace these. Hopefully that's a common thread pitch, but doesn't look like a silly one. Alright, let's see what we got. I'll put this with it so it doesn't get lost. Let's get the shutter speed one next. Ooh, okay. Can I get you? Do I need to grind this down a little more? I think I do. All right, so let's work on you first. Let's get first the easy one. Gotcha. All right, so definitely use some penetrating oil on these, and then they're no problem. All right, now for the one that I kind of screwed up here. How's it look? Doesn't want to focus, huh? That's annoying. Why won't you focus? Well, whatever. Let's just see what we can do. So first of all, let's put some valve grinding compound on my screwdriver. That should help us. Let's do this the easy way. If I just shake the bottle, there will be some in the lid, and I can use that. There we go. That should do us. It's more than I need. And here we go. I don't have high faith in this. Yeah. I'm gonna have to drill that thing out. Damn. All right, that's fine. Let's see what the shaft looks like. All right, so the shaft has, yeah, a divot in it. So drilling this out shouldn't be a problem. All right, I guess I'll do that real quick. How about this guy? Was this screwdriver gonna do the trick? Even this screwdriver doesn't want to fit, huh? Boy, that's small. Nope, that's not going to work. Didn't damage the screw. Let's try a slightly smaller driver. Yeah. I don't like how thin the blades on these teeny tiny drivers are. I think what I'll do is I think I'll replace all of these screws with hex screws. All right, please. Oh man, this screwdriver is not a big enough grip for this. So maybe this one will work actually. Let's try that, see if I can damage this driver. There it is. Nope. Didn't damage it though. Let's get some valve grinding compound, though it usually isn't a huge help with flatheads. Because I really don't feel like drilling this guy out. Doesn't sound like a fun thing to do, especially with this smaller one. Nope, that's not going to cut it. And this one won't even remotely fit. I think that's the smallest one I've got. Yeah, I'm going to have to make another custom driver for this one. Or grind it out, but I don't want to. Let's see. I'm gonna go see if I have another driver to modify. And if so, I'm gonna grind it down to be almost as narrow as this one. And I'll be back in a moment. All right, so I did just find I have the perfect tool set for this. Harbor Freight Special, but also while I was down there I did modify a standard flat blade for it, so we're going to try with this first, and if that doesn't work we'll go to this guy. Let's see what we got. Although this doesn't give me too much more grip than this. Let's see here. This guy maybe? It's the same size. Can I fit one larger? Yeah, there we go. This is the biggest one that can fit. Let's try that. No, okay, let's try. I might have to drill this guy out. Let's try this thing. Is it still too big? No. nothing. I don't know what I just did to it, actually. I fucked up the aluminum knob is what I did. Yeah, I gotta drill this guy out. Same with this one. Damn. All right. Well. Cool. I guess we'll pop the back onto this just to protect the innards. That might be a problem. We'll find out. All right. Yeah, I think I'm drilling those out. I think that's the next step to this. I really don't want to, but I feel like that's my best bet. And worst case scenario, I will simply tap these for a slightly larger grub screw and go from there. Damn. All right, that's fine. At least with this one, I can tap it to match these ones, but I don't know if I'll be able to do something like that for... I'd rather have these all be the same size rather than have one of them be larger. But I'm also afraid if I use too small of a screw to do this with, I may not drill it centered, and that may result in more problems. I'm gonna have to re-drill it anyway. I've taken a bunch of aluminum filings out of this. Damn. All right. Well, I think I'm just gonna go straight for the 1/8 inch drill bit, and I will figure out re-tapping it at a later date. Let's see if the... I'm just curious sizing wise. The 1/8. Yep, that will be the next upsize. What about the 7/64? What's it look like? That just plain fits. There's no good solution to this. I guess worst case scenario, I just drill new grub screw holes on the other side. As destructive an approach as that is, that may be what we need to do. So for now, let's screw it. I'm going straight for the 1/8. All right. I'm gonna have to re-tap things and put in fresh grub screws anyway. So straight for the 1/8 on this guy. I'm sure there's someone watching this that's just screaming that I'm doing this, and to you, I apologize. Check how we're doing. Yep. It's doing what we need to do. Keep going. I don't have easy outs small enough to do this, do I? I don't think I do. Alright, my smallest easy out is too big, I think. Let's see. It would work with a 1/8. Would it work with the 7? No, because there's not going to be enough meat. I am going to downgrade to the 7/64 and finish this up. But you guys don't need to watch this whole process, so I will pause you. Alright, it really is unfortunate that I had to drill that out, but I did get our film advance knob off. That hole is now considerably larger. I'm probably going to have to just drill a new grub screw hole over here. Luckily, I did not damage the shaft at all, and it's just a single slit all the way around, so functionally, it doesn't matter where that grub screw is. I'm honestly not even sure why they have 2 of them. It seems like one would have done the trick, but I don't know, we'll see. Real shame to have damaged this thing, because some of this may very well have been hand machined by someone on a lathe in 1929. I don't know. Unfortunately, despite even taking another crack at it, I cannot get this grub screw to come loose. So I'm going to have to drill this one out as well. I've marked the shutter because it rotates with the knob and it lifts with the knob. So I have marked the shutter with a line pointing at 1 and another line pointing at the grub screw itself so I can get it realigned. And yeah, I'm going to go try to drill this guy out now. Alright, so my advice for anyone following in my footsteps with this in trying to restore a Perfex is don't even attempt to remove the grub screws from the film advance and retract knobs or the shutter knob until you have soaked, just put some penetrating oil of some kind in there overnight and do that multiple nights in a row. Just trust me, it's not worth it. Soak it and soak those grub screws in penetrating oil overnight, multiple nights in a row. It's not worth it. If you do find that you must drill those out like I did, then my further advice to you is that you get a Dremel and get a bit similar to this, but smaller than this, that will fit in those holes, and use that to, because you see how the ball end here actually has cutting, it's able to cut. Use that to flatten the top of the grub screw out, because otherwise that slot is going to grab the teeth of your drill bit and just blunt your drill bit immediately. And then your life is going to be hell. So yeah, use this, flatten this out, then use a small drill bit to drill through the grub screw. If you do have to go this route, you likely are not going to be saving this hole. You likely are going to be drilling a new grub screw hole somewhere else, and moving on from there. But if you're careful, you can get it out with minor, like this one I didn't even damage the shaft at all. This one I put a small damage into the shaft, but that doesn't affect the shutter mechanism, and we're drilling a new grub screw hole over here anyway, so it's fine. Anyway, let's continue with this disassembly now that that hell is over. by, I'm going to pause you again. I'm going to use my hairdryer to heat up these leatherettes, and let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to bother removing these leatherettes yet, but I'm going to remove this top one because I believe there's some fasteners hiding under there. Cool. Yep, couple fasteners under here. So I want to try and take the top plate off here. We're going to start with this then. Let's... 1, 2, 3. We'll see just how gummed up these are. Hopefully not as bad as the last ones. Let's see what's going to be. Oh, wow. I even managed to twist that, trying to remove those grub screws. Impressive. Let's see here. Perfect. Oh, good. That one's loose. Oops. Hey, rude. Stay up. That one's also loose. Thank you. I was afraid this might be hell. And this one, please also be loose. Yay! All right. There we go. And is that enough to... Okay, I gotta break this tape that I put on. Don't use Scotch tape for this. I was lazy. I didn't go get my masking tape. Go get masking tape. Don't do what I did. This is dumb. Or better yet, get yourself something to screw into that. I'm just going to let all my mistakes hang out here. All right. I'm told that there's a small, easily damaged wire under here, and yeah, I'd say that's accurate. Not sure what that tape is about. Ooh, that's wild. That is a cloth insulated wire. All right, I'm gonna go grab my soldering iron. Alrighty. Solder from the 1930s or 40s, huh? This stuff must be leaded. There's no way it's not. Please let go. Please let go. Do I need to snip you? I mean, I guess I'll snip you if I have to, but I'd rather not. Really? Alright, let me grab my solder sucker. Solder wick, not solder sucker, but you know. I need to put some resin on this, that's the problem. Stay there. What a pain in the butt. This is really common on even more modern SLRs than this as well. I don't know why. Drives me nuts. Why would you intentionally... Like, this is gonna be maintained. So in my opinion, you should use a connector here, not a solder joint. Solder joints are just not very serviceable, so why? Come on. There you go. That's not doing much. All right, I'm just going to snip it. I'm going to overheat some stuff and damage it if I'm not careful. I can replace this wire with something a little more modern, and that's not a great loss in my mind. Also, losing the hot shoe on this camera, if I don't manage to repair it properly, is also not a huge loss in my mind, as I have read that the hot shoes in these cameras were not very well tuned. So let's put all that away. This is probably still hot, huh? So, not even sure what that is. Let's just set the top plate aside. And what do we got here? All right, so it works pretty much exactly how I expected. I am curious how this lever in here interacts with the rangefinder. Let's find out. So as you screw your lens in and out for focusing, it interfaces with this little lever right here. I've been curious how that... Okay, interesting. So that lever moves this lever, which moves that mirror just ever so slightly. Interesting. Simple enough. So I want to attempt to remove as best I can all of the glass from this and clean it. Looks like this is just slotted in. Okay. Interesting. Black on top with a piece of tape on the bottom. All right. Let's get you a really good look at that, actually, in case I have to recreate something here, or in case you do. So that takes up most of come on, focus please. There we go. Okay, set that aside. This one also looks like it might just be sitting in there. No, not quite. Oh, okay. This entire bracket is just pinching those in there. Okay. Oh, interesting. So that's not glass. Is it? No, that is something clear. I'm going to have to be careful with that. I think alcohol should be fine on that. But who knows what they printed this with, and who knows what they used to tint it. That's... Oh, that's scary. Okay. Grab this. This looks pretty good too. Nice. Got to keep track of which side is forward. But there's no visual indicators, so I'm going to set it face down. And then I don't know how to deal with these two glass pieces, if they come out at all, that is. There's also the mirrors. Oh, and there's one more piece of glass here, huh? Okay, got you. Do you have a front and back? You're pretty much a flat piece, all right? And I would also like to get these mirrors out and clean them. But I also... All right, so there's a piece of glue here keeping this in its place. This one is an adjustable one. Can it be tuned? I don't want to mess this up. Oh, and is this a spring? It is. Interesting. Okay. So... For now, is this bent? Or is it supposed to be like that? Oh, there's also one more piece of glass in the back here. Gotcha. That is also simply a flat piece. All right, set that there. All right. Cool. I'm going to clean those up and set them aside with some alcohol wipes. And I'm going to set them down in the exact same orientations and such that they came out of the camera. Oops. I should bring some gloves up for the next time before I install these. I'll give them a final cleaning, then install them wearing gloves. Okay, there's that glass. I actually should set these someplace more safe than this, considering there's... Considering there's some aluminum dust around from all my grub screw removal work. Interesting. Very interesting. I really hope I'm not taking off any of the intentional darkening here. I don't think I am, but there's no easy way to tell. All right, hold that up to the light. All right, well, I've still got all my letters, so I'm just going to set that down here. And now from right to left. This doesn't even feel like actual, no, it's definitely glass, never mind. It's just so thin. All right, so you live there. This is the actual viewfinder. I need a fresh alcohol wipe, I think. Make sure you don't flip it over. That's the way it goes. Honestly, even just cleaning these glass pieces would be enough to make this camera usable again. there. Now for you. Oh, that's why it's blacked out, because there's a mirror there anyway, so there's no reason to have the lower image come through and cloud things. Interesting. Funny that they simply use a piece of tape for that, though. All right, that looks pretty good. It's the kind of thing where I don't think you'll ever get it perfectly pristine unless you essentially start from scratch. All right. Okay, that is the order they go in. And may as well wipe this guy down real quick. Oh, he's got some foam padding? No, I can't tell what that is. Who knows what they used back in the 1930s and 40s. All right, let's set that aside. Now, let's have a look at you. Do I want to mess with you? Not really. I do want to clean these mirrors, but I don't want to risk getting them knocked out of position. I'm going to come back to that with alcohol-coated swabs in a bit. Yeah, and I think the same with these lenses, because I don't know... I don't see how these lenses are even held in place. Really hard to tell anything like that. Really hard to even get light in there to tell what's going on. Those could just be glued in. I don't know. And I don't see any sort of threads for these. I don't see any way of removing that. I think the exact same with those. I'm going to use an alcohol-soaked Q-tip to clean those both inside and out. So for now, let's try to get our shutter mechanism out without damaging anything. I don't see any screws under here. Okay. At least none relevant to this. There's still... Oh, okay, so this doesn't come off, this comes off. So I believe those are going to be released by these two screws holding that in. And then I may have to take this cover off to access more screws. Let's start with these two, though. These two seem like my best bet for now. All right, we're going to be gentle at first, see if they're bound up. If they are, okay, that one's loose, nice. Are these the same size as those ones? No, okay. So these three screws were for the top plate, and now these screws up here are going to be for the front here. Let me see if I can clean this guy out. That's pretty bad. I can't even tell what direction that what direction this flat blade is pointing. There it is. All right, clean that out. Good, nice and loose. Okay. Did that loosen anything up? Very, very slightly. So I'm going to remove these 4 now and see what I find behind here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll set these guys up here. Are they all identical? They're very stubby. These guys are very stubby. All right. This is where I pull this cover off. Oh, I even bent this one. Nice. So those grub screws are not to be trifled with. I ruined multiple screw bits trying to get them out. All right, this is the part where everything falls apart, right? Let's see. Any screws I'm missing? I don't see anything. Okay, that's loose. What am I missing here? Okay. So what is retaining you? That looks like the underside of a screw. So am I wrong about this not coming up? I don't see how it could come up. No, that's a single continuous piece. Yeah. So either this entire top plate comes up at once, but no, this is a continuous piece as well. So this has to come down out of there. Am I missing a screw? This little screwdriver sucks. Don't buy these style of screwdrivers. They're terrible. They don't pinch the screw hard enough to hold it in place. Let's see here. Nope, didn't think so. No fastener there. Unless this is a rivet that's holding it in place. So that whole side is relatively loose. How do I get this cover to come loose? And is it... Okay, you'll come forward. Will you come forward? What am I missing? There's no more screws in here. What about back through here? Okay. So this rivet goes to that there. That's not relevant. This rivet goes to that there. That's not relevant. This rivet is just holding that in place. I don't think that's relevant. This might be something where things are just held in with glue, but I do not want to assume that. Oh, a little spider. Oh no. All right, get you out of there. I don't see any fasteners in the bottom of these. Doesn't feel like there's anything underneath this serial sticker, and I'd rather not remove it. No fasteners on the sides. Where does it feel like it's sticking? Watch through the front while I tug on it. So that doesn't even move. Okay, so let's see about... I'm going to put these front screws back in so that the mechanism is secure while I try to take the skin off the mechanism. Okay. So now let's try to get this off of here. That moved it a little bit. What am I missing? That is the question today. Definitely damaged that a little bit, but that's okay. It can be bent back into place. It's also the matter of this guy here. Has to drop straight down in order to get out of there. Let's clean up around these real quick, see if there's anything visible. But are these some really obnoxious screws? I hope not. If these are just really weird screws, they're going to be a pain, aren't they? I'd love to get this thing down to its final nuts and bolts and bones, so that first of all I could put the entire shutter timing mechanism in an ultrasonic cleaner, and second of all I'd like to be able to clean up this body with more aggressive methods than the internals should be subjected to. But I don't want to do that if I can't separate the internals from the external. Are these guys screws? Do I need to grab a pair of toothed pliers so that I can grab these and rotate them out? No, they don't look like they're captive. What are we missing? This is a really clever little system here. What are we missing? I mean, I suppose I could grab some pliers and try rotating these, but I don't really want to damage them. And also, I don't think they look like... No. It looks to me like those holes are large enough to allow them to pass through. I think those are only stops for these levers to come to rest against. Which actually, this one's over-rotated now. Let's see if I can rotate that back at all. Oh no, it's not over-rotated. It's just, yeah, interesting. Okay, that's fine. Leave that alone. There's nothing on the bottom of here. Yeah, nothing. Still don't see any kind of release fasteners inside there. I think my hope lies on the back here, but I don't see anything. There's nothing inside these. I've inspected and I've felt for, yeah, there's nothing. These just retain the kind of at a loss. Like, in order to do anything with this, it seems like I would need to put in more force than is reasonable to expect. Let me remove these again. Okay, front panel here. Let me clean this one out a bit. Yeah. These are also some very shallow flatheads. Glad they didn't tighten those down much. It feels like I should be able to just pull this down now. But like, it doesn't. What's being missed? There must be another... The left side is loose. relatively. The right side is very secure. Okay, so this doesn't come off yet because I see a screw head right here that's retaining this. So I'm going to put these back in so that I don't damage this shroud while I'm working. I need to use this screwdriver for it. That feels like I cross-threaded that. Doesn't look like it. Hard to tell though. Why does it feel like I'm cross-threading it? I'm not. Okay. So now what? What are we missing? Do I just need to like pry this guy loose? Why is there a hole there? Is that all I needed to do? Just give it a little... Okay. No, because of these here. I need to somehow get you to come back away from this face enough to Are these screws? Is that what I need to do? Okay, I'm going to grab a specific set of pliers to try on that. Oh my gosh, are they really? But is this what's retaining it, or is this something else? What's going on here? That is what's retaining it. Wow. Also, they're so short. There's so few threads. Okay. So the front panel screws are all going there. 1, 2, 3. That one's a little longer, so this one broke at some point. Sure enough, I think I can see part of it in there. 1, 2. Don't know why I was so resistant to the idea of these being screws. Well, looks like I won't be replacing those unless I custom make something. Although I guess, no, yeah, that would have to be custom. Gotta be careful with these, I guess. Although honestly, making something custom for that, I don't know, shouldn't be too hard. I don't know. The fact that they've got this chamfer with that on top is very interesting. Alright, now let's see what's up. Now it moves at least a little. I don't need to remove these, do I? I hope I can just pull them back through. I don't know. I just don't know how I would remove these unless I rotate, but those are a control. I really don't want to mess with those unless I absolutely have to. Let's just see what happens if I... Can I give you a little push directly on you? Real gentle. Yes, there we go. So now... Oh, a little more. Come on. Down you go. I don't want to damage you, but you're so close. Come on. Let me try pushing with the rounded edge of my screwdriver here. You're so close. Come on. What's the trick to you? Push it back up and in. Let me rotate you to the other position. That might help a little. Just like that. Rotate to be vertical. Now, while I'm pulling out on this, I push in on that tiny bit more. Man. All right, I'm going to put this screw in here. And then I can push on this screw without damaging what's underneath it. Oh, but that's a problem too. All right. I can at least push on that screw for a moment here and then take it out. I could also just give this a little bit of a... Seems like that should do it. Why isn't that moving? Jeez, okay. If I can reach far enough back there, can I give you a slight... No, I cannot. I cannot. How do you release, my friend? You just need a solid push right here without damaging you. And that's the problem, is I'm going to damage you. Okay, put that there. That fits you. Give you a push. Almost. No. Wait. Yes. No. So the problem I'm struggling with here is this. That guy recessed, but this guy will not. Looks really gross under the camera, doesn't it? I swear it doesn't look as bad as that. I'm really not sure how to push on it without damaging it. And I need that to retract into the body so that I can pull this out vertically, because these restrict me to a vertical removal. And yeah, I'm being prevented by that guy. How can I get you to release? Like, these might unscrew, but I don't know if they do, and also I don't know what they're attached to within this mechanism. Unscrewing them might screw me over. Sure feels like the only thing it's catching on is this and these. And the other problem is that simply prying down over here doesn't seem to do it, because there's enough flex in the whole system that it just, yeah, you can see that I'm moving this without moving that. This is moving. I could almost get it if I could reach all the way in through here and get a screwdriver right under it. But that's putting a lot of force on the camera that I really don't like. Oh, here we go. I might have something. Here we go. Oh, well, I might have just broke something is what I might have just did. Actually, I think I might have just did what I needed to do. Let's see here. There's my screwdriver blade. Right there, right there. Pull down right. No. There it is. Okay, that's the trick. Now it's just going to be a lot of friction to get you out, isn't it? I think. Okay. Now, what's holding you now? You feel extremely secure now. Shit. What's holding you? Oh, for one thing, that lever, huh? Is that lever part of this mechanism? No, it's not. Okay, that's good. I thought for a minute this lever might be attached, but it's not. I got that off. This is a through control to here, and it's loose. This is a through control into here, and it's loose. Shutter mechanism is entirely contained. I don't see anything attached inside here. Even looking down through the crack there, which I know you can't see, I don't see anything. What am I missing now? I've made a hole. What is that, 1/8 of an inch of progress. Now I just need these. Like I might need to put a little bit of force into something, but I don't want to put too much in and break something. Or damage a light sealing surface or anything. Let me just double check, is that what I think it is? Yes, that is a screw holding this whole thing on here, so not feeling any ways to... I shouldn't have moved that. Oh, right, I put a clocking mark on there, so it's fine. I'm going to pause this recording and try to find the solution, I think. This is interesting as well. That right there. Why is that? Is it damaged? Is this from someone attempting to repair or modify it? Or is that from the installation method? Can't tell. Well, that's clearly open wide enough. It's not this screw holding, or this wire holding us, I don't think. Could it be these two screws? I guess I'll undo those. I don't want to because I don't know if this thing's going to come out of alignment or anything. Okay. Some kind of markings, even though they're not good. I don't know what kind of tuning these things have, and this seems like something that needs a high amount of precision to get set back in its correct place. I hope I'm not screwing up by removing this. Okay. Interesting, it's only retained by that, huh? Which means I gotta be careful about losing this spring. All right. Okay, so that's at least fixed. Okay, didn't have to worry about that at least. Was that what was holding you? Can I get you to come out now? Nope. Nope. This screw doesn't go anywhere, so I'm not going to touch it. And this lever also doesn't go anywhere because it just goes to this lever. So I'm going to leave that alone. Well, shit. That's what I thought. That's just for the shutter. It really seems like there's nothing left to hold you, unless it's this wire, but there's no way that wire is what's doing it, right? Give this wire a little bit of... No, nothing wants to move. Oh, this guy is super solid. Why are you so solid? So you rotate to the right to advance the shutter. Do you, by some chance, rotate left to unscrew? Are you what's holding us in? No, because you pass through this top plate. Okay, there's another screw here, but that's just holding this back plate on. It really feels like this is the only thing keeping us in, but I already overcame that once by reaching on in right here and pulling you down. Oop, I don't like that I keep doing that. I'm afraid I'm absolutely gonna break something. Do you need to be pulled down slightly further? But I don't want to damage anything. There it is. Okay. Gotcha. Whew. All right. Cool. Wow. Gotcha. So now, what do we have here? Good, I didn't damage anything under here, so that's good. I did bend this a little, but that's pretty easy to, there, fixed it. So, yikes, this might be as far as I go tonight. All right, I'll take this back plate off and we'll see what we're looking at here. And then I'll call it for the night, I think. Let's start with these ones. It's not damaged. All right, thought I cross-threaded that one, but I guess not. Okay. It's shockingly clean. Also, that is a very thin sheet metal. Interesting. Okay, so this has two thin arms that run alongside. Interesting. All right. I do need to figure out how to either test the light permeability of this or replace it, or both. But that doesn't seem easy. I will need to figure out how to remove it if I want to. I'm surprised there's no oil in here. I really thought that I was going to find some crazy amounts of oil in here because of the way the slow speed shutter is so very slow. Okay. So where even is our clockwork spring at? Where is it? Down in the bottom, I take it. What is this spring for? So we've got R and we've got T for this. What do R and T? Okay, so it pushes that down when I push it to R. So this is just clutched. Okay. So to rewind the film, you just rewind it, because this is just clutched. That's interesting. Okay. So moving it from R to T. Let me pop it back on again. Let me just put a screw in. Hey, come back. Go, and we'll just put your screw in. Damn it. Oh, these are stainless. That's why they look so good. Oop, stay there. Okay. So putting it in T does that, which does what? Oh. Oh. Okay. Take up and rewind. So that is how you... So if I do that, then when you rotate this, interesting, it still spins it, huh? But this is free. Interesting. Okay, so that's just the rewind and take up. I can ignore that for now. Good. So let's see. There's my... So I'm in the slow speed settings. So if I want to go slower, I've got to rotate this way. Let's try that. I honestly do not want to disassemble this any further than I have, for fear of not getting it back together correctly. But it's looking like I might need to disassemble it a little further. But for now, I'm going to call it there. That's a solid video on getting it down to the clockwork escapement. And I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with these glass pieces. I'll probably just clean them with isopropyl and Q-tips and then tape them off while I work on the rest of this, because I don't know what to do about this. It's pretty gross. Yeah. That's disassembly. Next, I guess I'll get to the itemized disassembly, which, again, I don't really want to, but the fact that the slow speeds are so unreliable, I don't like. And I need to so I would wager based on absolutely nothing, I would wager that there is a spring inside here. And that is what's pulling it over here. And maybe a spring inside here as well. And I would wager that those springs, or this spring specifically, doesn't quite have enough oomph to pull the shutter completely across in one solid movement. But I'm basing that on very little. It makes it, but when you've got the cover on there, it doesn't quite make it. I thought that was going to be because I was going to find gummed up oil in here. But these gears all seem... Oh. These gears all seem completely dry to me. I also wonder what that's doing. Oh, is that the actual catch? Ah, it is. That's incredibly simplistic. So this right here appears to be our shutter catch right there. No? Huh. That's interesting, because when I wind the shutter mechanism, that drops. So that's what prevents the shutter from being fired twice in a row, I guess. But what about... for pushing this shaft down, what happens here? Oh, that was interesting. Okay, let me see something. So actually, I don't think it's that it doesn't have the chooch. I think it's that if you hold this, you know, I'm just going to tap it and not hold it. Made it across pretty much all right. But if you tap and hold it, ready? Oh, no, wait, that's because this is in bulb mode. Dummy. All right, well, let's check one of the other modes real quick. What's right next to bulb mode to the left? Where am I? That doesn't make sense. I'm in slow mode, aren't I? Yeah, I'm in slow mode. There's no bulb mode in slow mode. I'm going to put this on for now. Get on there. Come on. Oh boy. All right. All right. There we go. Okay. Snug. Yes, we're in slow mode. So in slow mode, here, let's see here. The grub screw is there. So therefore, we are currently in, where's our markings here? Oh, right, they're on the top plate, not on this piece. There we go. So if we're in slow mode, then theoretically the grub screw's over here. Yeah, grub screw's right there. And that's pointing at the 1 second mark. So then we should be in 1 second mode. Okay. One Mississippi. All right, all right. Although that left side is going to be brighter than the right. Yeah, I need to figure out why it's slowing down at the end. Let me try it in 1/10 mode. So I need to go over by 1, 2, 3 clicks. Oh, why is it moving in such small clicks? Am I not in slow mode? What's going on? Let's wind it and see what's going on. Did I damage something? I hope not. Okay, yeah, we're still in slow mode. That was probably a 1/10 of a second exposure or something. All right, whatever. I'm done with it for tonight. Yep. Well, that's disassembly to its down to the assembly parts. And next time I will throw up possibly a disassembly of the shutter assembly. We'll figure out how brave I'm feeling about that. Interesting how such a small movement right here. That's all it takes to move it from slow mode to fast mode. Fascinating. I love these things. And this right here is putting in a rewind versus take up. Super clever. I love these old cameras. They're so simplistic yet so beautifully complex. That's probably the thumbnail right there.